Hey guys, how y'all doing today? Tao here, AliensRock50, and welcome to a Bloons TD Battles challenge video. This will be a fun one today. ISAB and I are going for a challenge. We're going for the highest lives ever in Bloons TD Battles achieved without hacks. At least, hopefully ever. So, not too long ago, I played against a hacker who had this healthy bananas hacks and was able to get like 60,000 lives by round 30 something, which is absolutely ridiculous, right? It was still an intense game, so if you want to check that out, I have that down in the comments. But that brought up the idea of how many lives can we get legitimately. So for those who don't know, the Heli Pilot has an ability that drops a crate, and half the time it gives cash, and the other time it drops lives. You can spam those like crazy, get an insane amount of Heli Pilots all over the screen, and just keep spamming the abilities just to get more and more lives. And we're gonna see how well, or how many lives we can actually get. The previous record, I believe, at least the highest video or lives video I could find, was 25,000 lives. And the thing is about that record is that it was done so long ago, back when our ramping wasn't so prevalent. So the thing is, like about that video, is that it was a lot easier to get to late game rounds, so you didn't have to balance your heli pilot spamming with the fact that you needed a legitimate defense. So ISAB and I are going for a strategy that combines getting a lot of heli pilots for a lot of abilities and getting a solid late game defense so we can continue to spam the heli pilots as the game goes on. So yeah, we brought 4 important towers here. First off, the Heli Pilot, duh. I mean, that's given us like 2,000 lives already, which is pretty insane for round 20. But we are going to keep going, and it's going to get more and more ridiculous. The Super Monkey, because it's the greatest late game tower. The Ice Tower, because it slows the balloons to half speed, and it's a temple sacrifice, so that's pretty nice. Also, the Mortar, for its temple sacrifice, and for its mortar stall ability, both of which are very, very useful. So now, it looks like we filled up the screen full of heli pilots. However, we can actually do better. There is this cool feature with the heli pilots. I don't know whether to call it a bug or a feature, because I feel like if it was a bug, it would have been fixed already. But with the heli pilot other ability, the one that isn't the life-giving ability, it has a moving towers ability. So you can use that to stack 2 towers on top of each other, which allows you to fit in way more. So we're fitting in way more heli pilots than we were able to before. So how it works is basically you have to drag a tower to a new spot and place a new tower before the heli pilot is able to pick up the new tower, and it just places them on top of each other, so we're able to get double the heli pilots this way, which is super freaking cool. It also has some potential for late game because you can fit twice the amount of towers, which, may be decent, but it also still may be kind of hard because I think I'd still rather have a tower like either Sniper or Ninja, or maybe like Wizard for Temple Sacrifice for late game. Probably Sniper, preferably Sniper instead of the heli pilot. But yeah, we are able to fit quite a few of them, and we have at least 30. I know of at least 32 because that's what the moving ability says, but there's still maybe some on cooldown. So we are still continuing to spam the crap out of these heli pilots, trying to double stack at every single spot, but it's not particularly easy because you actually have to have a spot to place down the tower at first and then move the other tower there. There also is a way to do like triple stacking, but ISAB and I could not pull it off this game. I guess they changed up the UI a bit, so it's a bit harder to triple stack, and just microing on Steam is a bit of a pain in the ass. I ain't no, like, perfect mouse mover or none of that, so I wasn't really able to pull it off, but, double stack's good enough for getting lives, because already we're at 8,000, whoa, 8,000, just like that, and we haven't even hit round 40. As you can see, as we get more and more heli pilots, the life gain comes a lot quicker, and it's great. It's also nice because the rounds take a lot longer too, giving you more time for the abilities to come back and all that. And yeah, we're getting up there. We're gonna hit that 25,000, hopefully, assuming nothing goes wrong. We did live stream this, so for those who did see the live stream, you know how like it turned out, or if there were any fails or anything like that. The we did screw up a little bit, so that was kind of bad. But yeah, so we did some club rooms for those who probably didn't notice. we have Boosty Bonanza with Fire, which is like the ultimate #, late game club room, right? But we did it for a reason. I mean, Bonanza for the double money, so we can afford all the heli pilots faster, and then be able to get a lot more money faster. But Boosty was for the early game, so we could get a 3rd tier heli pilot, boost into a 4th tier heli pilot, and get that cash right away instead of having to wait to afford $7,500 to be able to afford that 4th tier heli pilots. That's a lot of money, even with the Bonanza, so that's not worth it. And then playing with fire is just so our eco sends, they give us more eco, because we did send out some eco. I have 10,000 eco. Despite the fact the majority of my money is actually coming from the heli pilot abilities, we still did need some eco to be able to afford our towers. So, I mean, that works out pretty well for me. It's still very legitimate despite using club rooms. Every time I do one of these challenges, someone always says, like, I'm cheating because I'm using a club room. But that doesn't even matter, like, at all. Seriously, like, what the hell? Yeah, so we do have all these towers, and now we're actually starting to work out our temples. I'm placing some ice towers next to a super monkey for a reason. That guy is eventually going to be a temple of the monkey god, and it's going to be my first one, just chilling at the bottom of the map. I'm placing my temples at the bottom of the map first because there's a lot less heli pilots down there, so you can have the heli pilots and have them do damage without, or have the super monkeys and the temples doing damage, my bad, without losing too many life gains from the heli pilots. So we're still going to have at least like 32 or 30 at least, which is nice, And thankfully our defense is still holding up pretty well, if I had to say so myself. I mean, the heli pilots do provide some bottom power, but what's really doing the damage is all these stacked Techno Terrors on top of each other. If you didn't notice, I was stacking them on top of each other, so that is pretty dope. And yeah, now we're going to try some mortar relocating so we can get a double stacked mortar. Trying to fit in towers for the temple sacrifice is actually really difficult. Because frickin', you know, the temple is a limited range. I'm not going to upgrade the range before buying the temple. Maybe for the first one, but for all subsequent ones, you know, you got to be able to fit all the towers within the temple's tiny range. So you can have temples close to each other without sacrificing each other. And that's pretty useful. Also, 18,800 lives by round 53. See, like I told you, we're gaining more and more lives every single round, and we're going to keep going. ISAB has a very similar life count to me, and we were within 42 lives. And he just pulled ahead of me as I say that. But I'm about to catch up, and now we're pretty close again. Except I think he may have had a couple more heli pilot abilities than me, or he got lucky with his life count. It is a random amount of lives he gets, so sometimes you may get lucky to get, you know, higher amount of lives, maybe like 70 or something, or you might get something low like 50. It's all pretty close. I think it's between 50 and 70. I haven't seen any numbers outside that range, but if anyone's able to correct that for me, let me know. Also, if there's something else I'd want to know, is this actually a record? So if like anyone has ever gotten more than the amount of lives we eventually get in this video, can you like comment with maybe like a screenshot proof or something? Generally people say like, oh, I got like 10 billion lives, I'm so good. But I'm not going to believe them because you're probably a lying sack of shit. So, yeah, I'm not going to believe that at all. But I get those comments every video. It's kind of funny how it happens. It's whatever. But if there is a legitimate person who broke this record, let me know. So, I can maybe have a world record in a title or not. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Probably doesn't even matter that much. We do have 2 temples up now, so we're increasing that pop power because we actually really do need to stop these ZOMGs as they get stronger and stronger going in late game. They get faster, they get harder to pop, so really we need as much defense as possible. Eventually we want to fill the screen with temples and have like Techno Terrors in between, occasionally activating Ice Tower abilities and then spamming the mortar stall for when balloons get really far. That is our late game goal. However, we can't really pull it off if we're still trying to do heli pilot getting lives. We obviously don't want to sell all of our heli pilots just to be able to get a late game defense, because if we're not gaining lives, we're not really contributing to this challenge at all. So yeah, we sold quite a few of them. We still have like 24, 25 heli pilots. I mean, it's still not too bad. And yeah, it's really not too bad. It's still a decent life gain. But I mean, the main focus at this point is just not dying, because even though we have a life cushion, while we won't die, we still don't want balloons to leak through, because that will really hurt our progress to the most lives ever. And balloons are getting scary far at this point. Like, it's actually ridiculous how far they're getting. I'm really close to 25,000 lives myself. I just really want to hit it. ISAB's already hit it himself, so he has that nice goal. The goal for when ISAB and I were going for this is 25,000, and I officially broke it. So both of us have passed the previous highest life count gained legitimately in Bloons TD Battles. It only took 62 rounds and a lot of defense. So yeah, it's pretty hard to get, but we're not stopping there. We are going to keep going. We're going to try to extend this record to make it as hard to break as possible. Still got a bunch of heli pilots, got 3 temples, and I do want to keep placing more temples. However, the difference between this and a normal late game run is that usually by now ISAB and I would have all of our max temples already. If we were just going for like late game, we'd have for like our 10 or 11 temples like perfectly placed so they don't sacrifice each other, probably maxed out, and we would be set. However, we really couldn't do that you know, like I mentioned, because of helipods. So our temple placements are going to be a bit sloppy. We're probably only going to have like 6 or 7 monkey temples because we haven't had the time to actually like perfectly place them out. And it's a lot harder to do in the moment when there's balloons coming to the screen and you're trying to activate a bunch of abilities and collecting the crates and just doing a lot of stuff, maybe stacking towers. That's really hard to do in the moment. So really it's just going to be like a sloppy type of defense pretty much. Definitely do still want a lot more Techno Terrors. Any spot that we can fit them on. I'm trying to fit them like in the top circle right now. Just get all those Techno Terror abilities. Shooting down them ZOMGs. Because yeah, we really want those taken care of. I mean, geez. Thankfully, the Techno Terrors do seem to be helping quite a bit. I eventually wanted to spam temples at the top as well, because even with 3 temples, the balloons are still making it pretty far. But we are about to break 30,000 lives. Eventually, we're like 700 off. That's got to be soon, right? I'm working on my 4th temple at the top. ISAB actually lost some lives. I didn't catch exactly when that happened, but he actually leaked some lives. He probably lost some lives to some mobs. He's dropped down to way less lives than me because he was ahead of me. He was at like 27,000, but now he's at 22,000. Oh, and we broke 30,000. So let's go. A new milestone, another new round number, 30,009. Very close to 30,000 exactly. No, but yeah, what's nice is that ISAB didn't die despite leaking all those lives. So the helipod strategy obviously worked. Duh. Yeah, he was able to somewhat kind of have a bit of a safety cushion. So even though his odds of like getting the most lives ever just went down, he's preserving my chance to continue to go late game and continue to get all these lives. Round 70, and we have 30,000 lives. Like, it's just ridiculous right now. Got my 4th temple up, and I'm just spamming Techno Terrors in that area, because why the hell not? I mean, I can place Techno Terrors on top of the temple without having to use the helipod ability, but I'm trying to stack 2 on them as well, which is pretty useful. A question I got asked quite a bit of times while live streaming this is, can you stack monkey temples on top of each other? Because if you could, that would be pretty broken, and sadly, the answer is no. It's, very disappointing, but you cannot move temples. They're way too thick, and the helipod cannot carry them. Probably the same reason you can't kidnap temples. It's just way too big for a helicopter to carry. It's probably too broken if you can do that too. Like, imagine being able to fit twice the amount of monkey temples you originally could. Maybe it's like technically possible if you have like a script to do it, but the thing is, the problem is, you have to like move a sun god and then sacrifice towers to the temple while it's moving, but you also have to like press that OK button, and you have to sacrifice towers to another temple at the same time. And I feel like just doing all that and like making sure it's okay, and you know, like the risk, you know, the risk pop-up that you guys just saw, are you sure you want to sacrifice towers to the temple? Like, having to confirm that every time, it's yeah, it's a little, it might make it inconsistent. It's probably something we wouldn't be able to pull off. Now we got 5 monkey temples. Got 2 at the top there, and 3 at the bottom. A lot of empty space I want to spam Techno Terrors at. Or I could spam helipods, because we're really low on helipods right now. At this point, I'm not even giving a crap about stacking. I just want to fit in helipods. So we're at 33,000 lives. We were so close, like 35k, or just another milestone. And we're still doing pretty decent with defense. Actually, no, we're not. Balloons are getting really far. Look how close those mobs are getting to the exit. Holy bejeebus. We need more defense, and we need it fast. Those UMGs are insanely fast, too. Despite the fact they're being slowed by the ice towers, you know, to half speed, they're still very, very fast, and there's mobs making it further too. The one downside about the ice tower ability slowing Bloons half speed is that if you hit a ZOMG with the ice tower ability, mobs will be fast again, so you have to activate the ice tower ability again. So while it's easier to use the ninja ability, the ice is probably still better just because of that temple sacrifice. And sadly, even though we hit 34,200 lives, we eventually leaked some lives and dropped down to 2,500. We're not dead, so we can try to continue on this late game thing, but realistically, we are not going to do too well. At this point, I'm just going to focus on getting a solid DL when we drop down another few lives. I said it is now up on lives, and that's pretty much the end of the challenge. Hit 34,200 and some change. So that was a pretty good run, pretty decent. I think it could be improved on. So let me guys, let me know if anyone breaks that maybe in the future or if they have in the past. Although, if you did it like 2 years ago, it's pretty invalid because it was a lot easier to go late game then. Like, that hardly counts. Like, back then, you used to be able to get to round 333 with ease. But now it's like the highest round you could realistically get, the hardest you try, is 120 in battles. Just because the game has been changed. So yeah, just a heads up about that. So yeah, we're just gonna play out this game, just see how it goes as a closing statement. So thanks all you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and thanks to everyone who watched this live. It was a fun event, fun time. If I ever do more challenges like this with ISAB, I'll be sure to stream it live because people seem to enjoy it. And speaking of live streams, I'll be hosting a modding live stream tomorrow at like 1 o'clock US Central, a bit later than normal time, but pretty close to normal time, just an hour late, just because I have a special guest and they're delaying it by a little bit. This live stream is also delayed by my fucking special guest, ISAB. Oh yeah, I have something to do, but we're gonna have to delay it an hour, Tyler. Okay, thanks, fuck you too. So, yeah, that'll be fun. I hope to see you guys there. It'll be a fantastic time, I think. So, yeah, thanks all you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this dope challenge. Getting the 30,000 lives is a lot of fun playing. And I'll see you guys in the live stream tomorrow. Peace out.